Okay, so coming back to whatever we discussed yesterday. So we ended up with somewhere around 16%, right? So some of you raised that, how can it be true? So I just thought
Yes.
about it and, but the calculation should show something wrong, right? In case if it is 14% seems to be wrong, then is there anything really wrong? That's what was the question. Any of you thought about it?
Yeah. So my share, like I said yesterday, it's too good to believe.
Okay,
I kept on thinking, but then I could not find the error. Prasanna.
okay, okay. Anyone else tried? Deepa, you can go on mute. Anyone else tried?
No.
Okay, good.
I read somewhere that the percentage would be moved from the PF to EPFO to
That's
the
okay.
pension fund.
That's okay. The
So
money
that
moving is so
means
that's
the
okay.
PF, not on the calculation.
Uh-huh.
So that means the PF amount would reduce drastically, right?
Correct.
Um,
That part were clear, right? Even yesterday also.
okay,
The
I
amount will
thought
be
it
reduced.
would be provided somehow, added somehow externally without. That's what I read from the date of commencement.
Mhm.
It would be the amount would be transferred from the PF account to this pension account.
Correct. Yeah. It still holds good.
Okay, that would mean the PF now amount would
Will be
drastically come
raised,
down.
obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let me share my screen. We'll start with where we started yesterday, right? Can you see my screen? We ended up with 17.4% yesterday. You guys can see my screen?
Yes, Prasanna, seeing it.
Okay. Okay, so we ended up with 17.4%. So what is wrong here? Anything wrong? So this, what is the question we wanted to address, correct? If you see carefully, what are we doing? All these calculations are correct, okay? I do not see anything that needs to be changed. But what, something which is against the basic principles of investment is we are comparing the pension return of maybe after 5 years or 10 years with my investment today. Are you getting it? So what we're actually doing is we're investing today, and ideally I should compare the return as of today. But I'm looking at the return percentage wherein this money, right? Whatever we're talking about, in this case, for example, 3,500, right? The difference in a pension per month. So this, I'm not going to get it immediately. I'm going to get it after what? After my retirement.
Right.
Okay, so that's where the inconsistency was. So whenever I'm comparing something as of today, then all my numbers should talk about as of today. Or if I'm comparing as of after 5 years, then all my numbers should talk about as of after 5 years. The time factor has to be same, then only we should be able to compare. So that was the reason why we were having this figure. But is it impossible to achieve? Let's see, it is still possible to achieve this, but there has to be certain criteria to achieve this number. So I'm continuing with yesterday's calculation here further. Okay. Second part of it. Okay, so here, what we are seeing here is, now wherever we are seeing yellow color cells, right? This we have to fill on our own. Okay. Remaining is calculations. Let's not touch it. One is, I have to fill my date of birth. Okay. If I put it, say 01/01/1980, okay, some figure, then all these numbers are going to change. So what I'm supposed to calculate here is there are additional factors that come into play. One is year of attaining 58 years. When will I be attaining 58 years? So this is an important part because I'm going to get pension when I attain 58 years or after 50 years, but there's a penalty part. We have seen it right yesterday. So let's not get into that case. Let's get into a very simple and straightforward case. That is, I will be getting a pension only after turning 58. So this depends on my current age. Okay. So what we're doing here is, this is simple calculation, year of attaining 58 years. How do I calculate it? This is adding for my date of birth with 58 years, right? I'm just adding plus 58. I'll get this. And present value of my investment, is there any change here? There is no change here because whatever the present value, what we calculated, like 2,47,901, do I need to tweak this? No, because I'm calculating everything as of today value, correct? So I still retain the same value, same figure. So what will I change? What will I change is monthly additional outgo, right? This was 8.33% of my salary. That was of the current salary. In case if 45,000 is my salary, then this will be 3748.5 minus 1250. That is 2,499. Will I be paying this 2,499 now is a question which we need to answer. Okay, so then another thing is, this is a very simple calculation. This is number of years till my retirement. This again depends on what is my today's date and what is my date of birth, right? So the difference between date of birth and plus today's date minus 58 years, this 2038 minus today's date is the time still remaining for me to get retired. That is around 15 years. Okay, so now let's look at a consistency principle. This is consistent. Okay, we are comparing today, so I do not have to do any tweak or any changes here. That is clear. Now next is this 2499 rupees. This I'm not going to get it now, right? Sorry, this monthly additional outgo, this is I'm paying, but I'm not paying it now. I'm paying it for next 15 years, every month this much money. Okay, so what should I do here? Since if I want to compare everything, then all this future cash flow which is going from me, I need to push it back to my current figure. In case if I do everything today of all this future cash flow, how much that value will be. There is a simple formula in Excel which is talking about a present value calculation. There are something called a present value which tells about as of today what's the valuation. There is something like a future value which tells me what is the future value. Okay, so how is the formula written? Right, so we have a formula. What I'm trying to do here is present value of my outgoing future cash flows, that is this one, for these many years. Calculation is simple. This present value E19 is the E19 is the interest. This, let me explain it a little bit later. Okay, let's assume that this is some interest rate, or maybe let's put it as 7% as a bank interest rate. And this also can change. I'll explain to you why it needs to change for individuals. Okay, let's put it 7%. So what I'm doing now is I need to discount this figure and for these many years back to my present value with a discount rate of 7%. This is because if I consider 7% as inflation, right, then whatever the future value I'm going to invest at a later point, that will be a lesser value as of for me today. Correct? So for that reason, when I calculate, see, for example, simple calculation tells me what 2499 into 14.86, right? 2.99 into 14.86 into 12, that should be the right value of the actual figure, correct? That will, I'll be spending that much money. This is around 4,45,000. But 4,45,000 I am giving in a duration, in a time span of 15 years. If I have to repay everything today, then how much the value will be is 2,76,000. Imagine this is like, I have taken a loan of 15 lakh now, right? And this 15 lakh, I'm paying it back in the 15 years. Then I'll be paying some interest to them, correct? If I have to pay, if I want to pay everything today, then I'll be just paying only 15 lakh, not, 18 lakh or 19 lakh. If I'm comparing everything for today's values, then all my future cash flows should also be translated to my current value. Is it too confusing, or are we understanding it?
So, Prasanna, sorry, Mahesh here again.
Yeah.
A question, Prasanna, there. So, for the future value thing, you are calculating it, with this formula and arriving with this 2,76,584.
Correct.
But then, how the calculation is taking care of that money, 4 lakh change that you mentioned is monthly accumulated value for close to 15 years.
Correct.
Has that aspect been taken care as part of this calculation?
No, what is that? Has this part been taken care as a part of this calculation?
Meaning next month we will be contributing like 2,500.
Correct.
And it's like month on month.
Correct. For 15 years. Correct.
So the 4 lakh change, that number that you have mentioned is
Correct.
The accumulated monthly value for 15 years.
Correct. Yeah.
So
if I
this
have to
2
compare
lakh
this value for today, then it will not be 4,45,000. It has to be lesser than that.
Right.
Correct. So how much lesser? Depends on, for example, if I have taken a loan, then it depends on my loan interest rate. Correct. So the calculation is similar. So consider this as my loan interest rate, 7%. I have taken a car loan of 15 lakh and for 15 years. Now my total outgo will be this much. But if I pay it completely upfront as of today, now itself, then I'll have to pay only 2,76,000.
Yeah. So in other words, for my understanding, Prasanna, if we invest 2,76,000 with 7% interest, after 15 years, that will become 4 lakhs change, whatever that previous number.
Exactly. Slight correction there is. It is like, consider it as RD, recurring deposit. Recurring deposit of 2,499. I'm doing it every month, which fetches me 7% interest. Then after 15 years, I'll be hitting on this figure.
Got it.
Prasanna, just Vidya here.
Yeah.
Exactly what this is my point to say that you are using the present value calculator. It's almost similar to the RD calculator, right? So year or month on month, I'm going to repay this 2,499 for the balance period of 14.96 or 15 years. Correct. At the rate of 7% interest. So it's as good as an RD calculator. Correct?
Yeah. I'm doing it reverse way now.
So it's one and the same, right? I mean, reverse is
the
what?
principle is same. See, what I'm saying is the money what I'm going to get here, right? See, how much money I'm going to give to EPS account will be actually 4,45,000. But
why
the present value of
4,45,000?
because 2,499 I'm giving every month as additional money.
That's okay. So,
into
correct.
This many into 12 months into
those
these many years
at the rate of 7% are interest. It's an RD calculator. So whatever it comes out, that much money will be the net outgo which is going to go. That's the loss component basically. Correct. Yeah.
What do you mean loss component? Yeah, this is the total money what I'm going to give.
I'm going to refund it to them. That's all. Yes. I mean, that is not going to remain in my hands. It's going to be out of my hand. That's one.
It is outgo. Correct.
It's an outgo. And in this entire calculation, I'm seeing one is the amount upfront what we are going to refund to the EPFO. That is from the past so many years, from 1995 till date. Right?
2014 till date.
Yeah, not 2014, 1995 till date.
No, the additional is only 2014 only. We're allowed only from 2014 now. Additional payment is asked from 2014 only, not from 1995. 1995 till now, we have already paid before here, right? 1995 to 2014, we paid 541, and afterwards we paid 1250.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Now the additional
541
amount will
and
be paying from this one,
2014 only.
2014
I
onwards.
don't
Correct.
think so, because it's been always mentioned as from 1997.
Now this is we
So then
entered
the number of
started with.
years are no, but the number of years are going to be started with
1995.
1995, or
That's right.
service
1995. That's right.
total service period will be from 1995
Counted.
till the 58 years
Counted.
we attain.
Yes. Yes.
But the additional amount repayment is only from 2014 till now.
Correct. Yeah.
That's what you're telling.
Correct.
But that's not mentioned anywhere.
It is there, no? It is there everywhere. Actually. Maybe I think this point we discussed
No,
yesterday,
financial
right?
calculation product.
If you go,
Yesterday
I think
discussed
yesterday.
it, but I was
Yeah.
having a doubt even yesterday.
No,
I
yesterday
was not
also.
there. I went through your.
Okay. So yesterday also, right, in the calculations, it is a two-part calculation, right? One is 6,500 into the number of years between 1995 and 2014 plus
Okay.
15,000 into whatever is this figure, right? So basically 8.33% of that from the duration of 2014 and now onwards. Because there is a separate
That was a
bucket.
previous pension calculation. That's the previous
Correct.
pension calculation.
Correct. In the new pension, in case if you want to add it to now, as
That's the
per the
previous.
Supreme Court.
I'm not talking about the previous pension calculation. What I'm trying to talk about is new pension refund.
New pension, which we are supposed to, I mean, if you want to invest additional into EPS.
As per the Supreme Court, so now we have to start calculating on the actuals of the basics and on the actual basis, basic plus DA, starting from 1995 till date.
No.
The refund will start from there.
No. See, it is whatever is my value as of today. Right? See, if my value is around 1 lakh rupees, and this 1 lakh rupees, I will be calculating it from 2014 till now. This is what we explained, right, yesterday. So this is, if, for example, 45,000, right?
No. There is something which is different here, because I mean, the finance guys have already calculated it. Okay, and the calculation goes like the basic as on 1995, basic plus DA as on 1995, whatever it was, month wise, the change in the basic as well as the DA. With reference to that, it is being calculated by refund. I mean, 12% of that, 8.33% of the basic and DA prevailing every month on month from starting from 1995 till date. That is the amount refundable minus that 5 as on that particular month, whether it was 541 or whether 1250, minusing the actual that has been remitted. So whatever comes out is the total figure that is coming out to be refunded. That's how the calculation has been done.
No,
so there is some change here what I'm understanding from you.
Okay, so I think, see, the thing is, initially whatever was 6,500 that was challenged, it became 15,000.
Correct.
15,000 is challenged. Now they are removing that 15,000 bracket. You are saying that 15,000 bracket is removed from 1995.
All that they are telling is, all that they are telling is neither the 6,500 limit is there nor the 15,000 limit is there, but wherein we are going to calculate from the actual basic plus DA which was prevailing month on month starting from 1995. On that month, whatever was there, it should be 8.33% of the actual basic and the DA. So if I calculate the 8.33% of the actual basic and DA minus what we have remitted, that is either 541 or 550 or earlier the 1,250, whatever has been minus, because that much money is already gone. The balance amount is going to be calculated along with the interest applicable at that particular period. That is how it's been calculated. So I mean, initially we were getting the PF, the rate of interest on PF was 12% or so. So from the time when it was 12%, it will be calculated as the interest rate as 12%. From where it has gone down to 9%, it will be calculated at 9%. And now in this year it is 8.1%. So it will be calculated as 8.1%.
PF interest has got nothing to do with
they
EPS.
are telling that that's what they are telling. The interest we have got it at that point. So we will have to refund it to them at the same interest what was paid. That's
Okay.
what is being talked about.
Okay. Okay.
That's what is being talked about. I don't
Okay.
know, I mean, what is right exactly, but
Okay.
that's how it's
So
being talked
basically
about.
what
Yeah.
you're saying is we need not have to calculate it
Huh.
from 2014 onwards. It needs to be calculated
No,
from
no.
1995. The duration
Yes,
part,
yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Because yeah, that's what they are removing the limits from then onwards, right?
Okay.
It
Okay.
was put as a limit. That limit has been removed. When I remove
Okay.
the limit and I come to the actuals, it has to be based on the actuals prevailing then.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, if that is the case, the calculation does not change much. All we are doing is from here, right? From 2014 onwards, how many months we are having it here? This needs to be changed from 1995.
Hmm.
Okay. So
1995. Yes,
yeah,
yes,
this
yes,
Excel I'm
yes.
going to give. So you can just change that figure and you will arrive at whatever is the figure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Yeah,
So
right.
now let's come back to this
And
figure.
one more thing, I mean, see, whatever we are going to refund them back, say supposing it is going to be some for 20 lakhs or 15 lakh or 20 lakh, whatever it comes out to be from 1995 till date. Okay. Had that amount been with me, right? Had that amount been with me, it would have fetched an interest at the rate of 8.1% lying in the PF. So that interest also will be a kind of an outgo for us.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. You
So
are
that
saying that
component also
not
needs to
only
be
this
accounted.
difference, but also the
Yes,
interest rate also needs to be added to this. That's fine.
added to it.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's fine.
right.
So that's fine.
Because had it been with me for another 6 years or 8 years, what I have the balanced period now, that would have fetched me an interest at the rate of 8.1%. So that's
Okay.
also need to be added to this.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that this Excel sheet we can modify. For example, if we already
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
what's the interest rate, then we can modify. But let's stick to the basic principles here. Okay. So this
Okay.
otherwise it becomes too complex. Only
Right.
thing is, see, we are just looking at a principles part, and this money, what we are calculating is from 2014 onwards. If it is from 1995, then that will be added. And if we also need to add to the interest part of it, then how is
Correct.
that interest calculated? That clarity is not there. And if we have the clarity on that interest part, we can add, all we have to do is this multiplied by with 1.088%, 12%, whatever is your average figure, we'll have to do that. That becomes our figure. But still, we should be able to use the same
Yeah.
Excel.
For the
Okay.
number of years. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Balance period. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. So now
One question,
coming back,
sorry,
yeah,
Shankar, yes, one
yes,
question.
Shankar. Yeah.
So the 45,000 you have mentioned in row
Yeah.
number 8B. So that's just a tentative number which you have put. But
This is
in
just a tentative
reality,
number.
it would be as per Vidya, if they're getting it 1995. So it would be the actual basic plus DA reverse computed based on the contributions of 8.33%, oh, sorry, 12% or whatever. They will
Correct.
reverse compute and put, it will be computed based on this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of 45K, right?
Correct. Yeah. This field, I'm keeping it, everything is
Okay.
editable. So wherever yellow field is there, you have to go and add the number.
Okay.
Okay.
So we are not telling them this is going to be my pensionable salary.
No,
Instead,
we're not
the
telling them.
pensionable salary will
See,
be based on your actual basic plus D.
correct. That's right. That's right. What we're doing is, see, the government has the Supreme Court, based on the Supreme Court order, all the corporates have received this information. Now they are asking the employees whether they should go for it or not. If yes, then there's a process. If no, then the same process will continue. Whether do we need to take that call or not?
Okay.
That's where we're discussing. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So is this figure clear? Present value of my outgoing in cash flows.
Yeah.
Okay. So now similarly, what I'm supposed to do is whatever pension I'm going to get when I turn 58, this is the additional pension, right? 3,592. This also I have to push it back to my today's value. So how do I do this? Again, I use the same interest rate. This is basically present value divided by the number of 1 plus This is will be interest I raised to n as number of years. Okay, I'll do this. So what it says is, even though this 3,592 rupees, which I'll be getting it after 15 years, that value as of today is only 1314. Okay. Are we on same page now till here?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, since we moved all the values to the present value, now let's calculate the interest part. What I have to do is, what is my total investment now? One is this one, whatever I'm going to add, okay, this figure plus my next 15 years outgo, which is worth of 2,76,000. If I add these two, then the total figure is 5,24,485. Okay, and if I give this, and as of today, if I have to get a pension, then the value is 1314. The percentage calculation will be 1314 is per month. I'll just multiply it with 12. This is again slightly simplified calculation, but if we have to exactly calculate it, then I have to say that every month it is going to be accumulated, because first month interest will still be added at the end, right? So 9 months, 8 months interest I need to add it, but let me not get into that details. Just to keep our calculation simple, what I'm doing is, so per year 1314 into 12, whatever I'll be going to get, that is the money I'm going to get in per year in today's value. To get that figure, for example, to get this figure 1314 into 12, to get this much money, I have to invest this much. So if I divide these two, then I'll get a ratio of 3%. Is it too bad, too good? Let's see, this varies. So this is a very important tricky part here, right? For example, if I'm close to my retirement, okay, let me put 0101 and 1966. I'm very close to my retirement. The figure jumps to 14.9%. Why this is jumping up is because the value of this pension or whatever money outgo, now the discount part is very small, because within less than 1 year I'm going to get this money, because all I have to do is only 5-6 months more of 2,499, and this additional pension is more or less, it's a real pension for me. 3,599 is almost equivalent to 3,391, or very close to this figure. If I multiply this with 12, right, and divide it by this total investment is what basically my
Can
future
you just
cash
put
flows.
1969?
1969, yeah, of course. Yeah. My retirement age will be 2027. If 2027 is my retirement age, then my return will be 9.5%, provided the average return of my current investment is 7%, or this is a discount rate. Or to put it in another way, this is the interest which I'm going to get in case if I do not invest with this, I'll be investing somewhere else. Or to put it in other words, all my investment as of now, on an average, is fetching me this return, including my FDs, including my real estate, including my apartments, including my gold. Everything on an average is fetching me 7%. This is how the calculation is. Suppose if I'm investing instead of 7%, I'm making say 10%. Okay, then these numbers will change. Why these numbers are changing? Because see, this 10%, whatever I'm investing now, this is also acts as my discount rate, right? Instead of that, basically it's an option for me. Instead of investing here, then if I continue to invest in the same way what I'm currently doing, then I'll be getting 10%. If this is a case, then this return works out to be 8.7%. If my current return is say around 5%, then this works out to be 10.1%. Basically, this entire calculation depends on 3 parameters. One is when is my date of birth? When did I born? When did I start my job? and how is my current investment? What is the return my current investment is fetching me? If we have these three figures ready with us, then we can know what is the annuity rate or what is the interest rate, roughly what we're going to get from this. Provided, as Vidya mentioned, we'll get with the right figure. We'll add the right figure here, right? Once we add this figure, then all this, put these figures, and we should be knowing what is the annuity rate. If this annuity rates look attractive to us, then it is great. If it doesn't look attractive, then we can miss it. As a thumb rule, this rate will be attractive for those who are close to their retirement. But for those who are
Can you
young,
just put 1969 and see? No. What
that's what I
happens to
put.
1969? I mean,
That's
it's
what
an
I put.
in-between period. You are taking either 38 or 48.
No, 1969, that's what I put here, right?
69 now. So
Yeah.
with that, 7% as the current present interest rate, what
Yes.
the FDs and etc. are giving are 7%.
Correct.
Add 7% here. That will be the yellow
9.5%.
ones.
Yeah, this is what I put as 7% here.
It makes as 7%, right?
Yes. So this is my current FD or whatever is my investment is fetching 7%. This is a
Prasanna,
case.
you're not audible.
Am I not audible? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Has the call been like in and out for a while now?
Yes.
Yeah,
Voice
it's
is getting
breaking.
okay.
It's breaking.
Can you hear me now or no?
Yeah, no,
Yes,
yes.
yeah, we
Yes,
can hear you now.
Okay, yeah. So what I was saying is, yes, 7% is my return in the current thing. Then these are my date of birth and this is my date of joining. Then I can calculate the figure here. This should help us to take a call. And as a thumb rule, for those who are younger, right, who are having say 10 or 15 years till the retirement, then this figure will be very, very discouraging figure. For example, let me put it here, 1985. Then what I'll be getting is 2%. Why is it? Because I'll have to discount it for 20 years, right? Whatever I'm going to get a pension, this percentage will be after 20 years. I have to discount it back to my current value.
Where is the absolute value, Prasanna, that monthly pension coming, that is 15,768, is it?
Which one? No, this is, see, the absolute figure is here, right? 3,500 is the additional. The new pension, if this is if 45,000, then new pension will be 5,292. If this is, for example, 1 lakh, then the pension will be 11,900. If it is 2 lakh, yeah. So this we can play. I can share the Excel. So this will be 23,000.
right.
Okay. So what we are basically looking at here is consistency principle, right? Based on the same consistency principle, there are some of the examples, right? Many times we may go wrong with these things, right? So let me explain them. Yeah. Okay, so we need to answer such questions, right? If we are investing, of course, we cannot run away. We have to invest. I bought a jewelry for rupees 30,000 for 10 grams in 2002. 2000, sorry, not two. It was 2014, right? Roughly. Now it is 55,000. Isn't it a great investment? I cannot answer this because I'm comparing the values from two different periods. I have to convert everything to a same period, same time. Then I should be able to compare. Similarly, I bought a property for whatever 60 lakh, right, in 2015. Now it is 1.2 CR. Isn't it a great investment? I can't answer this. Why? Because these two are different periods. Similarly, we see this many people, are trying to sell such products. If I invest 2 lakh each year for 6 years, after 25 years, I get 35 lakh. Your investment is only 12 lakh, but you get 35 lakh. Is it true? What we're missing here? We're missing the consistency principle, right? We're comparing today's money with money that I'm going to get after 25 years. So if we compare this values from a different areas, then of course, whatever calculation we're going to make will not be the correct calculation. So the idea here is consistency should be there in time. If we want to compare two products, then I need to compare the risks also should be similar. Return also should be similar. Currency also should be similar. Taxing part also should be similar. Then only I can decide whether is my investment between A and B, which one I should pick, whether I should pick or whether B I should pick. So since this principle was not taken into consideration in our earlier calculation, so the figures were not exactly right. We were comparing today's investment and the return was after our retirement. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say. Any final questions or final thoughts? We have 2 minutes in the call. Am I still audible?
You are present.
Yeah,
Okay.
you are. Yeah.
No questions. No, thank you.
Yeah.
So, Prasanna, if someone opts for this,
Mhm.
Then
I'll share this Excel.
like say,
Ask them to put the values, and it should tell them whether they should opt for or not.
right? Yeah, sure. No, the question that I was asking is if they decide to not to go with the increased amount, will they have an option? Maybe those rules we do not know yet, right?
Yeah, if they don't want to increase, then the same thing will continue. Whatever around 5,000, 3,000 pension we calculated earlier, right? That will be the pension.
No. What I'm asking is if they opt for it now,
Mhm.
and later they decide not to continue with it.
Later, if they want to change that, that's what you're asking. That we don't know.
Correct.
That we
Yeah,
don't know.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Prasanna, just one question.
Prasanna. It was good. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we have 1 minute. Any quick questions?
Okay, one quick question, Prasanna. Like, if let's say the first employment long back was not added into the EPS for whatever reason, when we moved from exempt into non-exempt and all sorts of steps. So when they do this computation, will they give time to add that, transfer that, or certificate or something of that sort?
That I'm not sure, but whenever see the date, what is EPS mentions is the date when we enter to EPS. So that date needs to be considered.
Okay, it's not in the records right now. The service history after the UAN came in.
No,
so that
it is the date when our PF started, when we started investing into PF account.
But that is not shown in any of the passbooks, Prasanna. So, for example, in my case, I'm only seeing EPF service start date.
No, the passbook, old passbook they're getting, because since it is already linked to UAN, getting the details shouldn't be a problem.
No, I just verified. See, it's the same case for me also.
I think we'll be exiting.
Joined from one place.
Sorry, we'll be closing this because it automatically gets closed, even if I don't close.
Yeah, it's okay. Right.
Okay. So any further questions we can discuss in our group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.